give you 33 different statements about ancient history, and you have to decide, yes, you. Is it a real, mind-blowing fact, or did I just completely make it up while waiting in line for coffee? Let's test that big, beautiful, beautiful brain of yours and find out if you're a human encyclopedia or just extremely gullible and ready to believe everything that you hear. Starting with our first fact or fiction statement. Drumroll, please. Ancient Romans wore penis-shaped amulets or charms to ward off evil. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Ancient Romans were rocking penis-shaped amulets to ward off evil. What do you think? Not the evil eye. The penis was warding off the evil. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. They were called fascina, and they were hung in the doorways as well. Fascina, maybe that's the first thing I'll offer in my Shopify store. Would you buy a penis-shaped amulet? Please tell me in the comments below. Depends on the charm, right? Like how cute it was. Alright, enough with the penis talk. Our next fact or fiction statement is an Egyptian pharaoh kept naked slaves covered in honey around him to attract flies away from his body. Yes, an Egyptian pharaoh kept naked slaves covered in honey in order to attract the flies away from his body. Is that a fact? Did an Egyptian pharaoh really devise that plan, or did I completely conjure it in line for a Fenty cold brew? It is a fact. This was done by Egyptian pharaoh Pepi, Egyptian pharaoh Pepi II, who used this tactic most to keep flies away from him during meals. Can you imagine being a slave coated in honey at mealtimes? Would you do it? Would you offer yourself up as a honey slave? I don't think they really had a choice. Our next fact or fiction statement is the Roman doctors recommended the warm blood of fallen gladiators as a remedy for epilepsy. Now, is that a fact or is that fiction? Roman doctors recommended the warm blood of fallen gladiators as a remedy for epilepsy. Fact or fiction? This is a fact. Warm blood of fallen gladiators was a remedy for epilepsy. Why isn't warm blood recommended as a remedy for epilepsy anymore? I wonder. Our next fact or fiction. Some Tibetan monks claimed they could enter an altered state by staring at the sun for hours on end without blinking. Is that a fact or is that fiction? They could enter an altered state by staring at the sun without blinking. They're just beaming out. What do you think? It is fiction. Totally made up. falsehood. A Chinese king built a lake filled with wine and an island where roasted meats hung from trees for his extravagant feasts. Is that a fact or is that fiction? A lake filled with wine and an island where roasted meats hung from trees. What do you think? It is a fact. It was a wine pool and a meat forest, and it was part of King Sao's pleasure garden. Pleasure garden. Wish you have a pleasure garden. Has anyone ever asked you that question before? Spartans train their youth in shadow dueling, fighting blindfolded to heighten their senses for real battles. Is that a fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Fighting blindfolded, shadow dueling to heighten their senses for real battles. I really like the image that I'm picturing there. Fact or fiction? It is complete fiction. They didn't do that. Fact or fiction? In ancient Egypt, pregnant women would pee on bags of barley and wheat to learn the future sex of their baby. Ancient Egypt, pregnant women peeing on bags of barley and wheat in order to learn the future sex of their baby. What do you think? Was that happening? Is that true? Were they Could it be? Could it be? Who figured that out? If it is true. And it is, in fact, true. Yes, it is a fact. Pregnant women's urine makes seeds germinate faster due to their elevated hormone levels. So, if it was a male baby, the barley sprouted first, and if it was a female baby, the wheat sprouted first. So next time you're pregnant, make sure you get some barley and wheat for your gender reveal. Fact or fiction? In ancient Greece, there was a law requiring all citizens to prove their usefulness by age 40, or they were exiled to an island. Is that a fact or fiction? Ancient Greece. All citizens must prove their usefulness by age 40, and if you weren't useful, you're gone onto an island. Bye. It is fiction. Not true. Didn't happen. Fact or fiction? In early Japan, women were forbidden from laughing in public because it was believed to release their spirit and shorten their lives. Early Japan, if you were a female, you could not laugh in public because your lifespan would shorten. And it would also release your spirit. You can't have that happening. What do you think? It is fiction. Early Japan, tons and tons of laughter, just women giggling in the streets endlessly, endless giggles. Fact or fiction? Ancient Egyptian doctors used moldy bread to treat infected wounds, unknowingly creating an early form of antibiotics. fiction. Moldy bread. Moldy bread to treat infected wounds. Again, who thought of that? Who thought of these things? Did they just try absolutely everything first to see what worked, or how? It is a fact they did use moldy bread as an early form of antibiotics. Please don't try this at home. Don't even attempt it. Don't even think about it. Do not use Wonder Bread. Is it a fact? Is it fiction? Babylonians believed the birth of a deformed baby or animal was a sign of doom, and they recorded thousands of such omens. Babylonians believed the birth of a deformed baby or animal was a sign of doom, and they recorded thousands of such omens. Deformed baby, deformed animal, doom and gloom upon the land. Deformity. Doom. What do you think? It is a fact. And one example of this, in case you are curious, is if a woman gives birth and the baby has no ears, there will be distress in the land. Fact or fiction? Genghis Khan once held a festival where he forced enemy kings to compete in a wrestling match, with the losers executed on the spot. Fact or fiction? With the losers executed on the spot. Executed. It is fiction. He didn't do that. Is it a fact? Or is it fiction? Mayan priests performed ritual bloodletting, piercing their tongues and genitals to induce visions of ancestor spirits. Is that a fact? Or is it fiction? Ritual bloodletting. Just piercing those parts to induce visions, psychedelic visions. Do you think that's a fact? It is a fact. They did do that. Yep. The Incas implemented a silent month where no one was allowed to speak except for priests. And if they did speak, the penalty was losing their tongues. Silent month, no one could speak except for priests, and those who did speak would lose their tongues. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Off with your tongue, off with your tongue, off with your tongue, off with your tongue. It is fiction. Fiction, fictitious. The Romans believed sneezing 3 times in a row was a sign of impending disaster, and it became law to throw salt immediately over one's shoulder. So if you sneezed 3 times in a row, it was law that you must chuck that salt over your shoulder. Chuck it. Or else there would just be impending doom. We can't have that. It is fiction. Now, is this one a fact or is it fiction? Spartan warriors were trained from childhood, and weak infants were often left to die if they were deemed unfit for battle. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Spartan warriors trained from childhood, and weak infants were often left to die if they were deemed unfit for battle. It is a fact. Those poor weak infants. Our next fact or fiction statement. Celtic druids thought oak trees could speak during lightning storms and deliver prophecies through the patterns of burned bark. Those oak trees, were speaking during lightning storms, and they were delivering prophecies through their burned bark. It was like reading tea leaves on burned bark. Burned bark edition. What do you think? Are you ready for the answer? It is fiction. Did I get you? Our next statement. Mayan priests treated fevers by forcing patients to eat live fire ants, claiming the insect's heat would burn out all illness. Is that a fact or fiction? It is fiction. Thank God. God. That would hurt inside. That would hurt. It would just hurt. Egyptians performed curse rituals by writing enemies' names on clay figures and smashing them to symbolically destroy their power. Fact or fiction? They would write the enemies' names on clay figures and smash them to symbolically destroy their power. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. Maybe give it a shot, see what happens. In early Rome, a creditor could legally cut a debtor's body into pieces if he failed to pay. Is that a fact or is that fiction? If someone owed you money, you could legally cut their body into pieces if they didn't pay up. What do you think? Was that allowed? Was that legal? It is a fact. It was legal to do that. You could cut the body into pieces. They didn't pay. Is this one a fact or is it fiction? Hippocrates pioneered dream therapy, believing that treating patients based on their dreams could heal their illnesses. What do you think? Did Hippocrates pioneer dream therapy, believing that treating patients on their dreams would heal their illnesses? It is fiction. It's fiction. Is this a fact or is it fiction? The Babylonians believed yawning without covering your mouth allowed demons to enter your body, leading to instant possession. If you yawned without covering your mouth, the Babylonians believed that allowed demons to enter into your body, which led to instantaneous possession. That's why we cover our mouth and forced to parade naked in winter. Where unmarried men publicly humiliated at festivals in Sparta and forced to parade naked in the winter just because they were not married. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Do you think that happened? Did it? It is a fact. Men were expected to marry by age 30 in order to produce new warriors. Next, fact or fiction? A recently discovered Mayan codex contains an unknown calendar system that doesn't match any previously known dates. Is that a fact or fiction? They discovered a codex that doesn't match any previously known dates at all. What the heck? It is. It's fiction. Fact or fiction? Early Roman law gave fathers the power of life and death over their children, including the right to execute them. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Early Roman law gave fathers the power of life and death over their children, including the right to execute them. It is a fact. The fathers were given the power of life and death, so they were able to execute them if they decided to. Next, the Indus Valley Script remains undeciphered, with no bilingual texts or direct connections to known languages. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? The Indus Valley Script, undeciphered, no bilingual texts or direct connections to known languages. It is a fact. It is still undeciphered and has no connection to known languages. Weird. The Mesoamerican ballgame Bok-to-Bok was often played with war captives, and the losing team was sometimes sacrificed after the match. Fact or fiction? Bok-to-Bok, played with war captives, and the losing team was sometimes sacrificed after the match. What were the parameters there? The prerequisites? They just decided, hey, this is a good time to sacrifice. What is that about? What do you think? It is a fact. Bok-to-Bok. Yes, sometimes they would get sacrificed after the match. Fact or fiction? A Persian emperor once ordered all clocks in his palace to run backward because he believed time should obey him. Is that a fact or is it fiction? All the clocks were ordered to run backward because time should obey him. He's not obeying time. What do you think? Did a Persian emperor do that? It is fiction. Persian emperor did not do that. Fact. Fiction. Egyptian physicians used crushed scorpion as a pain reliever. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Egyptian physicians used crushed scorpion as a pain reliever. Is that a fact or is it fiction? They used crushed scorpion. It is Next up, fact or fiction. The Vikings believed that a person who died laughing would go straight to Valhalla, as it was seen as a sign of a fearless spirit. Is that a fact or fiction? If you died laughing, you'd go straight to Valhalla because you had a fearless spirit. It'd be nice to die laughing either way. But it is fiction. Fiction, fiction, fiction. Fact, fiction. The ancient Chinese used fire arrows and explosive bombs centuries before gunpowder weapons became common in Europe. Is that a fact? The ancient Chinese were using fire arrows and explosive bombs centuries before they were ever used in Europe. Could that be true? Could that be true? It is a fact. They did use fire arrows and explosive bombs centuries before Europe. Is this a fact or is this fiction? There is an ancient Greek device that functioned as an early analog computer capable of predicting celestial events. Is that true? Is that a fact? Is that a fiction? Ancient Greek device. We're talking ancient, but still functioned as an early analog computer that could predict celestial events. It is a fact, and it is known as the Antikythera mechanism. And it contained dozens of interlocking gears that were hand-cut with precision, rivaling 18th century clocks. Nothing even close to its technological sophistication was known again for well over a millennium. How about them apples? What is going on? We don't know so much. Fact or fiction? The Incas used knotted strings for record keeping, but scholars still don't fully understand their meaning. Is that a fact? The Incas used strings for record keeping, but scholars still don't fully understand their meaning. Is that possible? What do you think? Fact or fiction? It is a fact. It is known as the quipus. And it is believed to contain a unique writing alternative full of historical messages, but it still remains indecipherable. Alright, taking a moment here to check in. Did you just completely dominate the game, casually proving that you're the human version of Wikipedia? Or did you realize in real time that you'll literally believe anything anyone says if they say it with enough confidence? Either way, I respect the journey. If you crushed it, congratulations. Your brain is a vault of weird knowledge, and I bet you're a nightmare to play trivia with. But you should totally come to trivia night on Wednesdays. They're live, and it'd be really nice to see you there. If you didn't crush it, just keep moving forward with confidence. You'll be fine. It's really all you need. Tell me though, which fact broke your brain the hardest? Which are you still refusing to believe, even though I literally just proved it? Let me know. I wish you all the best as you impress everyone with your newfound knowledge. And remember, next time you hear a fact that sounds too weird to be true, it just might be.